Hey, what's going on? This is Minister Gold. This is a Kaizo Mario video on leverless controllers. What are they and why do I use them as opposed to a traditional controller? So, you have arcade sticks, like arcade controllers with the joystick, and then you have leverless, which I assume it's called that because it doesn't have the arcade stick, which I would guess is on a lever. But let me break down this controller for you really quick. So you have left, up, right, down. Sorry, this side. Left, up, right, down. And then you have I think this is X, B, A, and then Y. L right here, and then R over here. Sorry, L here, R here. It's hard to look at my camera backwards. You have the USB right here to connect to the computer. You have some buttons on the side here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That is the controller. Okay, what I will do is, so I don't have to hold this controller up the whole time, I will put a picture to the right of me. Um, okay, so yeah, so more popular brands are called Hitbox. Have you heard of that brand before? This is not technically a Hitbox, but Hitbox also makes leverless controllers. Um, Now, as far as why I use it, when I was playing Kaizo, my hands were hurting. Um, and my hands were hurting for a couple reasons. One is because when you play with a regular controller, you also just have your hands in an unnatural position. So let me give you an example. You got a controller like this, and you're holding it like this. You have your hands curved. So my hands are like this the whole time. That's not a normal position. Whereas with a controller like this, I'm just resting my hands normally. So that's one reason why my hands were hurting when I was playing on a regular controller. Another reason is because sometimes the button presses would be really intense, so I'd be like this on my controller. And if you're gonna play like this, then you might as well just get a leverless controller, so you have more space for your hands. You're not going like this. You don't have your hand hunched like this. Um, so yeah, my hands were hurting, and so I was hoping that getting this controller would help me. Another reason why I use it is because I've got 10 fingers. I've got 10 buttons. Well, more than 10 buttons, but now I can actually, go 1 to 1 as far as the ratio of fingers to buttons. Whereas on a controller, you can't really do that, at least not comfortably. Comfortably, you have 4 fingers, and like if you count the D-pad as 4 buttons, like you do on the leverless, then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You got 12 buttons on this controller, but only 4 fingers you can use. So that's why it's faster on a leverless controller. It's also more precise because you have a finger to a button. And also, the buttons are much bigger, so it's easier to be accurate and hit the right button. Of course, an issue you might have is that you're just not used to it. How quickly you'll get used to it will just depend on you and what you're used to, your ability to stick with it. But for me, it took me like 2 weeks of like playing every day to get used to it. Now you might ask, okay, but why not get a keyboard? Because keyboard, you can have your fingers resting in a natural position, so why don't I just do that? Well, I'll tell you why. So here's my keyboard. I can't really pull it, otherwise I'll unplug it, but you probably have a keyboard. And keyboards have a lot of buttons. And those buttons are also much smaller. And the button presses in Kaizo can also be very intense, very quick. So You're more prone to make mistakes on smaller buttons. Also on a board that has a lot more buttons, and it'll also cause more wear and tear because you're simply using it more. So that's why I would say don't use a keyboard. It's going to be less precise, more inaccurate, and it'll cause more wear and tear to your keyboard. Now, if you want to get a hitbox made, I would only recommend doing what I did if you're like really sick of hurting your hands and you are too lazy to make a leverless controller yourself. What I did was I went to Etsy and I actually had my controller custom made. I can go to another video on exactly all of my planning, what I had to do with that. But there were some things that I had to go see other people locally to get fixed. So altogether, buying the controller and getting it fixed probably cost me around $300 to $320 USD. But if you can look up YouTube, you can look up YouTube videos on making your own leverless controller, and making it yourself would be a lot cheaper. Like if I were to guess, maybe like 80 to $100 instead. Um, so if you have the patience, if you're motivated enough to save money, then look up a YouTube video on leverless controllers and make it yourself. Don't follow my example because I was lazy. I just wanted to get someone who's professional to make it. Um, but yeah, once I paid for all that, I was able to get it in a pretty reliable and functional state, despite it being expensive. I'm still happy with it. I'm happy that I got it. I also use it to play arcade, well, like fighting games. I played Tekken on it for a while, which is also comfortable. Um, but yeah, so that's why I use leverless controllers, and yeah, that's where I went to get it made. And if you want to know more about it on the process for what I had to do after actually getting the controller made, I can make another video on that. But that is what leverless controllers are, and that is why I use them for Kaizo. And yeah, I hope this video is helpful. If it was, please leave a like and subscribe for more videos like these related to Kaizo. If you want to talk to me about Kaizo Mario, gaming in general, Twitch, life in general, please follow me on twitch.tv/Minister Gold. All right, thank you. See ya.